What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. The wait is finally over. If you guys haven't seen the last couple of videos, we popped the transmission out of my brother's K supercharged all-wheel drive wagon. One day he was driving to work. Within the hour it got towed home. Car goes into gear, but it wouldn't move. Upon taking everything apart, we found the clutch splines completely gone, and the shaft itself, the splines on that is worn down pretty bad. Although the shaft does still spline into a clutch that has all of its teeth, I'm afraid that if we use the transmission with that worn down spline, it may potentially strip out another clutch later down the road. So needing to change the shaft on the transmission, I decided to just pop the transmission open to figure out what's going on with the gear set, because it has always had a second gear problem. To find out second gear is like worn down pretty bad. Third is on its way out. First, fourth, fifth is fine, but the synchros for second and third is also pretty bad, along with the hub sleeve and hub slider for second gear. Now the stacks for the CRV, all the gear pieces and everything are discontinued, and if you do find them, changing out the bearings, the synchros, and everything to make the transmission fresh again is going to cost a lot more than just to buy a used transmission from the market. So we decided to get another transmission instead. Now, before we get to unboxing this right here, I want to give a big shout out to Justin from the Oldschool Capital. He is from overseas. I have seen him post over the years in the performance all-wheel drive groups on Facebook, and after reading a lot of the comments and his previous customers, it has been nothing but good feedback. So I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's hit him up. He's pretty prompt, as long as you guys align the time schedules, because we are on opposite side of the world here. He is pretty prompt with replies, and he pretty much answered everything that I had questioned about. So we ended up working out a deal for 2 of them shipped to the state, and let me tell you guys, these came in pretty fast. As far as I can see on the website, they specialize in all-wheel drive transmissions. I've seen the B's and the K's. I'm pretty sure there's some front-wheel drive stuff in it too. I didn't really look for those because this was my main focus. They also have a bunch of other things that's not transmission related. I've seen that he had a bunch of like Civic wagon components, exterior, interior stuff, as well as CRX stuff. If you guys want to check out their products, if you guys are looking for all-wheel drive trans or just miscellaneous stuff from overseas, be sure to check out their Instagram and their link to their website in the description below. Working with Justin was pretty smooth. Transaction went through pretty smooth, and he was pretty prompt on getting the transmission shipped out ASAP. And I feel like later down the road, if I need another B or K trans, I'm definitely gonna hit him up. And I've been eyeballing his shuttle Beagle rear compartment for the interior, because that's the last Beagle interior piece that I need for my car. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll grab that too, who knows. I am kind of excited to open this, because if this transmission looks like what it is in the picture on the website, oh, it's gonna look so fire. Let me show you guys. First and foremost, this box is well packaged. When I moved it around earlier, I didn't feel the transmission moving around in here at all. On top of that, the box itself is wrapped with the black plastic here, and then it is taped up really well all the way around. Holy styrofoam. That's why it doesn't move. Oh no. I'm gonna make a mess everywhere. Oh, I can already see the zinc right here, dude. Oh, you guys are in for a surprise. Oh my goodness. Okay, damn, this is exciting. Yo, above and beyond is all I'm gonna say. Dude, are you guys seeing this? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Dude. It is resealed, so I'm sure they've gone through the gear stacks to make sure it's a good trans. But man, this casing, oh my goodness. I would take this factory casing over the spray painted cast aluminum any day of the week. But to properly do this, I can't do it in the garage. But man, Oldschool Capital, man, this is freaking amazing. It's a little windy out today. Hopefully you guys don't get knocked over. This is freaking crazy. Look at that. Yo, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Even the bolt for the transfer case is freaking zinc coated. Look at this, guys. Look at it. Wow. Dude, this is crazy. Oh my freaking goodness. Dude, Oldschool Capital, man. Link in the description below. The more I look at this transmission, the more I'm satisfied with my purchase from the Oldschool Capital. The fact that they took their time to make sure this transmission look as clean as it is before it goes out to the customer, super respect that. As mentioned, they probably split the case because this is not the factory RTV, and because they built custom transmission as well too, I'm sure they inspected all the stacks, make sure they're all good and dandy before resealing it. They obviously took the step to zinc coat everything to make it look as fresh as it is. I love that they left all the factory grommets and everything that's supposed to be there. They even went above and beyond to do this ball right here for the release fork. The seals look new. I can't confirm it, but it looks new, like literally new on both sides. And on top of that, they changed out the crush on the fill, the drain, the crush on the detent bolts, the reverse bolt right there. Right out of the box, all this thing needs is a release bearing, put the bearing and the fork onto the trans, and this thing is ready to be bolted up to the long block. Although DHL did show up a little bit late today, I am still going to install this transmission into my brother's car. I'm going to do it without the transfer case just so it's a little bit lighter to pick up. Before I get into this whole shebang right here, guys, I did get this package back from Action Clutch 2 days ago. The clutch that stripped the spline, they told me to send it back in and they re-hubbed it for me. So shout out to them for getting this done so quickly. Cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. This is the original box that I sent to them. That's funny. Shout out to Action Clutch because they sent me 2 pilot bushings, one for my brother's car and one for my wagon. This right here is the new hub that they put on for me. This is the original clutch that came out of the car, which is like practically brand new, but a new freaking hub with new freaking splines. This should fit up on here nice and snug. Oh yeah, oh yeah, no play. That's freaking awesome. Obviously, I've been talking you guys' ears off now, but honestly, this video is more so to showcase the Oldschool Capital's products. This transmission looks freaking amazing. They have B series, K series, all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, miscellaneous stuff, CRX seats, wagon interior. If you guys see something on their website that you guys are interested in, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, buy with confidence. All I'm trying to do is get this transmission put back into the car. Let's get to work. If you know, you know. All right, guys, so we have the transmission installed. This did take a little bit longer than I had hoped for after making those 17mm studs to help align the shaft into the clutch. It did its job, but I was fighting it for a cool minute because I didn't realize that the transmission has 2 dowel pins and I had one on the block, so it wouldn't go in because the 2 dowel pins in the back were fighting each other. And then I found out a little bit later after struggling that one of it had to come off. So once I'd taken it off, everything slipped right on. Now I did install it with the transfer case right there in the back because I forgot how close it comes to the header, and I wouldn't have had any space to put the transfer case on and secured down with the 14mm. So I had to put it on beforehand and install it with the trans, with the jack, to help me with the weight of the trans. It did become a little bit easier, especially with those studs. Now you guys see that we don't have the transmission mount on here. That is because I forgot to change out the bushing when I did the urethane fill for the rear diff mount. I forgot to change out the bushings. My brother said these were a little too soft because he felt it kind of rocking inside the car, which is why I made the front mount. So this car actually has 4 solid mounts, but still a little soft. I made the front mount, and he said that he can still feel the engine rocking a little bit. For an all-wheel drive car, you really don't want it to rock too much because of the drive shaft. You know, if you don't have enough play with the slip, you can break all kind of things. So we're going to be changing these out to 88A inserts, and we're only going to be installing the trans and the driver just to get the engine hung. I need to change this out as well too. I'm probably going to change out the rear tonight as well, but we're not going to be installing this just yet because I am going to be changing the bracket style right here. I'm going to get rid of this super long leg to make this one like my wagon. I'm going to make this one for his car just to make it easy for removal for any reason. These are 70A inserts. I don't know if you guys can see that. 70. So we're going to be stepping it up to 88A. I don't know if you guys can see that. 88A. Right? You guys saw me press it out with my hands, the bushings. That is because the spacer kind of widens up the rubber bushing because it is a little bit bigger, and that's what kind of locks the bushing into these grooves into the mount. Right here, these ridges. You don't need a press to change out bushings. You can literally just take a socket. I'm using a 14, hit that spacer out, you know, obviously pull the bushings out with your hands, and then, you know, you can probably just hammer it back in the spacer right here. But look at that. These bushings are still in good condition, so I'll probably save it for, I don't know. I got a bunch of Hasport mounts I can use these on. If I do an all motor build, the 70s would be perfect. All right, that's one. 2 more to go. From the time DHL delivered both the transmission today, I think I spent about almost 5 hours working on my brother's car. Shout out to Action Clutch for rehubbing the 6-puck and got it back to me super quickly. Also, big shout out to Justin from the Oldschool Capital for the quick shipping on the transmission. We finally got it all put back together, or at least hung back into the engine bay for the most part. We got the Half-Sport 88A inserts installed on all the mounts, but only 2 is on currently. Tomorrow we'll do the rear one with a custom mount to get rid of that giant bulky one that was in it before. I'm super stoked because the sooner we can get this car done, the sooner we can get into... I really want to bring my EF2 home, but 5 hours is enough for me today, and tomorrow we're going to continue on the car. So I'm going to wrap it up right here. I'm going to close up real quick and put you guys up on the bench. Now, I really don't like making videos in the dark, but for me, it's progress. So I hope you guys don't mind it a little bit. DHL delivered a little bit late today, so I wanted to utilize the rest of the day to do something, and we knocked out one of the biggest tasks, which is getting one of the transmissions in his car. Tomorrow, I'm going to get back on my brother's car to try to knock out as much of the small stuff as possible to get it ready to be back on the floor so we can roll it off, to bring my sedan on board so we can get the second transmission installed into that car. Now, if you guys don't remember, my EF sedan is making a crazy whining noise, and it sounds like it's coming from the bell housing area. I didn't want to buy a rebuild kit, pull the trans out, rebuilt it, throw it back in the car, and the noise is still there. I'd rather have a fresh transmission that has not had an issue go into the car and pull that transmission out, thoroughly inspect it, buy the replacement parts, and keep that transmission as a spare for whatever reason. That transmission is the one that threw third gear, and I rebuilt it with another third gear, but it feels weird going into gear with the transmission that's currently in the car, so I'd rather have this one in there. I want to give a big shout out to Justin from the Oldschool Capital once more for getting the transmission out so quickly. He shipped it out last Tuesday, and I received it today, which is Tuesday. And like I mentioned, I was a little skeptical because it was coming from overseas, but the dude is so prompt that, dude, everything was such a smooth transaction. You guys saw the box, you guys saw the unpacking. That thing was well packed in there, that the transmission showed up in one piece in amazing condition. And I'm just letting you guys know that if you guys are interested in any front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive transmission or any miscellaneous parts posted on his website, buy with confidence. His link to his website and his Instagram will be in the description below. I'm super stoked to finally start working on my brother's car again because it's been a little over a week just waiting for parts to show up, but we're moving. Progress is better than no progress, guys. Remember that. We're going to wrap up this video right here. I hope you guys enjoy the progress update on my brother's wagon. And if you guys did, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for more shenanigans with it, because some things are going to be changing, got some stuff coming from S1 Built, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.